The team behind the Portal-inspired multiplayer shooter Splitgate 2 are unlaunching their game. Let's talk about it. After launching on Steam earlier this year and witnessing a pretty disappointing drop in its player base almost right away, Splitgate 2 developer 1047 Games is going back to beta. In a Steam post from the team, the studio says, "We'll be heads down until early next year, rebuilding major parts of the game to capture the spirit of what made Splitgate special. This means reworking progression from the ground up, adding more portals to our maps, simplifying monetization, refocusing on classic game modes you've been asking for, and more, which we'll share soon." This is not dissimilar to what other live service games like, say, Multiverses tried. That game was a multiplayer fighter similar to Smash Bros. That effectively launched and then went offline for an extended period, only to come back for a 1.0 launch and then never went anywhere. It's already been shut down. Splitgate 2 seems to have run into very similar problems, with the studio claiming, "We launched too early, we had ambitious goals with Splitgate 2, and in our excitement to share it with you, we bit off more than we could chew." On top of this, the studio says it has also made a number of roles redundant because, sure, you want to rebuild your game from the ground up. Yeah, like, let's get rid of a bunch of stuff. I'm sure that's going to make it so much easier for the people who are still there. This latest round of redundancies comes just weeks after the last round. They've been reducing their headcount for some time. And on top of that, they're also going to be shutting down the servers for the original Splitgate just to save a bit of extra money. For their part, studio leadership are trying to project remorse, with co-founders Ian Proul and Nicholas Bagamian saying, quote, "We've faced a lot of dark days and have made many mistakes, but we've learned a lot and are as determined as ever to make Splitgate as great as possible. Splitgate has been our life for 10 years and we wouldn't have it any other way. We've got work to do, but we aren't giving up." Proul, as you might remember, was the guy who turned up at Summer Game Fest wearing the "Make FPS Great Again" hat. He spent most of what should have been prime marketing time for Splitgate 2 explaining why he wore such a stupid hat, and he really has no one but himself to blame for that blunder. Anyway, an interesting situation for the Splitgate devs to find themselves in. What do you make of this one? Do you think Splitgate is going to come back from the dead, rise like a phoenix, and everything's going to be fine? Or is this it for the game? Get in the comments. I'm keen to hear what you think.